Hey YouTube. Today in random things you probably don't care about, but I'm going to tell you about anyways because I thought it was neat, is the kind of odd looking filing cabinet you see in front of you. I picked this up for nut and bolt and screw storage, and it was advertised as 5 drawer filing cabinet, and those of you that are good at math will notice it doesn't have 5 handles. So what you're looking at is a Steelcase brand Datacase storage cabinet, and it's from a bygone era in computing, which if you're in my age bracket, is something you certainly probably saw the remnants of but never used yourself. And this is a file cabinet that literally stored computer files on punch cards. So, when I was in high school and college in the 90s, we still had punch cards show up, only it was almost always handed out as what we took our multiple choice tests on. This would not have been something that you had at home because no one had punch card readers except in general at home. Wouldn't have had a home computer till after floppy disks came around and things like that. So this would have sat somewhere close to like a mainframe or something like that in a large computing campus. And in fact, this still has a property sticker on it in the upper corner here saying that it's from Illinois State University. Punch cards, as far as running computers, were done by the 80s, so this has probably been surplused many decades ago and made its way down through. The most recent owner had it in their wood shop. It was full of sawdust, things like that, which is where I got it, and it's going to have similar duty in my life. So why do I think this is cool enough to show you? Basically, it's just pretty unique, and if you're kind of a computer geek, I think you might like to see it. So why is it called 5 drawers? It has 10 handles. Each one of the drawers is actually 2 drawers, which doesn't seem all that special since they always come out together. But the drawers are set up the right width and full depth, and probably it originally had stops so you could make them less than full depth for punch cards, which are about 7.5 inches wide, which is what the drawers are, about 3.5 inches tall, which is why, as you can see on the left there, 5-pound boxes of screws fit in, which I think is great. If you're someone like me that keeps their screws in their original boxes, makes it real easy to figure out what I need, and especially so because you're not going to just dig your pile of very important cards out. If your cards are in a case like this in the 70s or 60s, Steelcase is what you would call a buy once, cry once kind of company. They still are. They make great office furniture. So this was probably adjusted for inflation several $1,000s back in the day. So you're only keeping important punch cards. You're not putting random students' assignments and stuff in here. This is backups of something important. So you're not going to take a risk that you're going to walk over with your stack of paper, dig half of it out, and drop it on the floor. Instead, there's handles on both ends. Each one of these comes out. You can carry it along. You can shut the drawer so that everything stays safe. Now, if you're used to filing cabinets, you're probably used to having to do all kinds of annoying things to put them back in. You have to tilt them a certain way. Everything slides around. Steelcase was much better designed at this. You can see that there are tapered stops on the bottom. There's no sliding anything around. You just line it up, shove straight in, latches back in place so you can pull both drawers again. And keep in mind, this was all designed by hand because computers didn't even have CAD and things like that back when this was built. So this is beautiful engineering in my mind, which is one of the reasons I think it's so great. So let's talk about how much storage you get off of this amazing, pretty big filing cabinet that would be just at desk height. It's 10 drawers. The old rule of thumb I heard was always 100 cards per inch. The drawers are 27 inches deep. 27 inches deep, 10 drawers. You're going to be looking at 80 bytes per card. This is right at 2 megabytes of storage if you fill the whole thing all the way up. So this won't even cover a low resolution picture on your phone anymore. But at one point in time, institutions like Illinois State University would have spent thousands of dollars for this case in today's money to store 2 megabytes worth of important data and files. Now what can I tell you? If you find one and you need a use like keeping your screws together, I emptied this drawer out to make it easy to show you guys, but let's just say that it has no problem, no qualms with rolling back and forth, full of screws and things like that. It was made to carry paper, which if you get enough of it, gets pretty heavy. All the rollers are ball bearings in steel wheels. It has them on front and back. You can take out the slides that the trays ride on. So the whole thing, well constructed. I mean, let's face it, this thing is probably 60 or 70 years old, depending on when it was bought new. And for having been in workshops and things like that, and just having been that age, it's holding up really well. So I had never run into this type of storage in the wild before I bought it. I've seen a few examples online, but they were always twice this height, so an amazing 4 megabytes of storage on those. I just thought, since I couldn't find much description of it or just didn't look in the right places, people that also have some interest in old computing or just randomly like old weird file cabinets might like to see it. So I made a Facebook video, not Facebook, YouTube video. Okay, and you have some fond memories of working in the data center or something like that, dealing with the punch cards, let me know in the comments. Have a good one.